ערב שבת קודש, פרשת תולדות תשפ"ו. השיעור לעילוי נשמתה הטהורה של מרת לאה בת וירג'ני מהדב עליה שלום. רוח השם תניחנה בגן עדן, אמן. Usually Parashat Toldot falls either on the Shabbat that you are Mevarech Rosh Chodesh Kislev, or already in the beginning of Rosh Chodesh Kislev, as we have this year. The Shla Kadosh says that every event that happens in the week has to do with the parasha. So it must be that there is a connection between Parashat Toldot and Chodesh Kislev, and we will find what is the connection. In the parasha, we are reading about a fight that took place between Yitzchak and the Philistines. And the Pasuk says, in Perek Kaf-Vav, Pasuk Yud-Chet, Vayashov Yitzchak, Vayachpor et be'erot hamayim, asher chafru bimei Avraham aviv, Vayisatemum Pelishtim, אחרי מות אברהם, ויקרא להן שמות כשמות אשר קרא להם אביו. And Yitzchak returned, and he dug the wells of water, which they had dug in the days of Abraham, his father, and which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham's death. And he, Yitzchak, called them by the same names that his father had called them. And here we have another thing that we have to explain. Usually, if people are fighting about water, so either one side conquers the area and pushes the other group away, and they are using the water, or vice versa. But here, we see something very strange, that what the Philistines did, the wells that Abraham dug, the Philistines stopped up. They filled them with sand, with stones, that Yitzchak will not be able to use the water, and the Philistines also will not use the water. So what's the purpose of doing it? No one has any benefit. Even the Philistines don't have any benefit from the water. And another thing that has to be explained, Abraham gave names to the wells, and now Yitzchak redug them. So the Pasuk is stressing that Yitzchak gave them by the same name. He called them by the same name that his father had called them. What's so important with the names that the Pasuk has to tell us? So, in order to understand it, we have to mention what said the Baal Haktava Kabbalah about the fight between Yitzchak and the Philistines. We have to give an introduction that Abraham Avinu, he had a tent, and the tent had 4 doors, and he invited every person to come to his tent, and he opened a restaurant there. And every person that used to come to the restaurant, he told him, after the meal, you have to say Birkat Hamazon. not our Birkat Hamazon, to thank Borei Olam for the food. If you are doing it, the meal is free. If not, you have to pay for the whole meal. And a lot of people used to come and used to bless Borei Olam. And after some time, they used to follow Abraham's way, believe that there is Borei Olam. Abraham Avinu saw that it works very well with the food. So he wanted to spread more godness in the world. He saw that the place that people are usually they meet together is a well. So what did he do? Everyone needs water. So he dug wells and he gave the name to the well, a name that Borei Olam's name is in the name. For instance, one well he called Be'er Adon Olam. The other well he called Be'er Borei Olam. The other well he called Be'er Elokei Hashamayim ve'Elokei Haaretz. With this, Abraham Avinu gave every person who thanked Hashem, he gave water for free. And Abraham Avinu gained also that people that are they want to meet together, they used to say, instead of we will meet in Times Square, that time they said, we are going to meet near the well of Adon Olam or near the well of Borei Olam. And this way, Abraham Avinu planted the name of Borei Olam in the mouth of a lot of people that followed little by little Abraham's way. The Philistines were bothered with this because they saw that a lot of people are leaving the mosques and they are going to Abraham's well, and they are following the way of Abraham. They believe in Borei Olam. And every month they see some empty seats in the mosque. They disliked it, but they couldn't do anything to Abraham because they were afraid of Abraham. Because Abraham was a president. Nesi Elokim, he was called. Nesi Elokim. So nobody touched Abraham. But after Abraham passed away, they dared. And what did they do? They stopped up the well. The purpose was to stop up the name of the well. They wanted to stop up godness in the world. In other words, the fight with Yitzchak was not about the actual water, about the physical water. This was a spiritual fight against against the name of Borei Olam, against godness in the world. Avodah Zarah, masks, idols. Therefore, Yitzchak, he didn't let this to happen. And what did he do? He redug the wells to bring back the name of Borei Olam, because he saw, after the Philistines stopped up the wells, that a lot of people are leaving the way of Abraham and are going back to the old way of idols, Avodah Zarah, masks, all what they used to do before. And therefore Yitzchak redug the wells, and he gave the wells the same names that Abraham gave. He wanted again that the name of Borei Olam will be in the mouth of people. This was the fight of Abraham, the fight of Yitzchak with the Philistines, a spiritual fight. If we think, we see that this fight continued later in the history. You know that we had a fight with the Greek in Eretz Israel. The Greek, they didn't come to conquer Eretz Israel. Their fight was a spiritual fight against the Emunah, against worshipping Borei Olam. And the same, in other words, it is the same fight that Yitzchak with the Philistines had, the same fight that the Hashmonaim with the Greek had. Yitzchak, he went against, he was a minority, his family. Maybe some servants he had, against the whole empire of Philistines. And he stood strong against them. The same thing, maybe from Yitzchak, the Hashmonaim learned that they don't care how many are they. Me'atim, very few. Only 13 people they were, as Rashi said in Sefer Devarim, in Parashat Vezot HaBracha. And they fought against the Greek. And therefore, we understand why we are reading the Parashat of Parashat Toldot in the beginning of Chodesh Kislev, because the fight that was on Chodesh Kislev is the continuation of the fight between Yitzchak and the Philistines. Yitzchak got something by not changing the names of the wells. Says Rabbeinu Bechaye, the Avot, Abraham, his name was changed from Avram into Abraham. Yaakov, his name was changed from Yaakov into Israel. Yitzchak's name remained. Pshat is because Abraham got his name from his father, Avram. Yaakov also got his name from his father. But Yitzchak, he got his name from Borei Olam. As the Pasuk says, Vekarat Shmo Yitzchak. So a name that Borei Olam gives is an internal name. But nevertheless, who gave the name? Borei Olam. He can do whatever he wants. He can change the name. Says Rabbeinu Bechaye, because Yitzchak didn't change the names of the wells and kept the tradition of his father Abraham, therefore his name was not changed and remained forever Yitzchak. Chodesh Kislev is a month of Nisim. Let's hope that Bezrat Hashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu will show us Nisim and will save Am Yisrael from all the enemies that want to continue spiritually and physically against Am Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom. That's Hashem. We'll meet next week.